Hashem, chapter 23, verse 4, and we're up Pasuk Daled and Chayei Sarah at the beginning. So Judah is going to read it. Okay. Okay, you're an excellent reader, Judah. Excellent. So Ephron says so Avram says to Ephron, or to the people of Bnei Chet, he's not yet talking to Ephron. He speaks to the people of Bnei Chet, and he says, Ger v'toshav, which is a strange word. Hello there, Aryeh, how you doing? What's your drink of choice today? Soup or tea? Nice. Thank you. Ger v'toshav. Ger means a foreigner, and toshav means a resident. So how is he both of them? That's an unusual term. Ger v'toshav anochi imachem. I'm both. I'm a ger v'toshav. We'll see what Rashi says that means. Tenuli achuzat kevri imachem. Give to me a inheritance to bury amongst you. And I'll bury my dead from before me. Now you might think, Judah, you might think this is something, okay, what's the big deal? Why does he need to buy a burial place? Well, that's the key. The burial place is basically a foothold in the land, because if you own a burial grave, then all of a sudden you have claims to needing to live there. You need to live near your ancestral burial spot. So it might seem like, oh, it's just a small thing. He just needs to buy a plot. No, that's today. You could buy a cemetery plot. Today, the world is so big that cemeteries are basically conglomerates. They're owned by many different companies, and so it has nothing to do with with anything. But in those days, it was an indication that you were putting up roots to live there. Yes. Yeah, of course. It's very rare. How did they get a plot there? Hold on, I'm going to put this into Grok and see how much does a burial plot on Mount of Olives cost. You'll see how much it's worth.
30,000.
On Mount of Olives?
Yeah.
Let's see what Grok says. Deborah says 30,000. What? They live there? Does a burial grave cost on the mountain? I mean, I'm sure there are different ones there. Let's see what they say in Grok. Grok says, well, if they have a standard plot, no, the Grok is not accurate here. If you want a Temple of Mount View, that's going to be between $30,000 to $50,000. But a choice location can be over 100,000. Wow, that's big. That's big. Did they just get two, or they got for the whole family? All right. Well, it makes it nice to visit. God willing, not till 120. Very special. So let's see what Rashi says here. These are your mother's parents or your father's parents? And they live in the old city? So how come I didn't visit them? I was just there. What? Next time. That'll be nice. I'm a foreigner and a resident with you. Rashi says this means ger me'eretz acheret. I'm a foreigner from another land. And I settled amongst you. I was a foreigner from another land. I was a foreigner, and now I'm a resident. That's what Rashi says it means. I was a foreigner, and now I'm a resident. But the Midrash Agada says differently. It seems, according to the Midrash, it means if im tirtzu, hareini ger. If you wish, I'll be an alien. Ve'im lav, ayet toshav. If you wish, I'll be a foreigner, but otherwise, I will be a resident. Ve'atlana min adin. Means to say, if you want, I'll buy it like a foreigner has to pay. But if you don't give it to me as a foreigner, then I'll take it as a resident by force, because God told it to me. God said I'm going to get it. So also this is introduced with the phrase that Herzl made, Im tirtzu ein zu agada. If you wish it, it's not a dream. And here Rashi says, Midrash agada im tirtzu. This is we're only being told this from Avram's point of view. Yeah, they probably might have had a different perspective on it. This is Chevron, yeah. Have you ever been to the Marat Machpelah? I've been there many times. If you've never been there, I really recommend that you go. Judy, were you trying to say something? Okay, so then Achuzat Kever means an Achuzat Karka or Beit HaKvarot. This is a land holding place for a cemetery. Okay. Avram did not want just one plot. He wanted Achuzat Kever. He wanted a place to bury his family there. And that's what he was asking. That's what he was asking for. Now, the key here also is I'll bury my dead from before me. This is Avram's negotiating tactic. How's he negotiating? Where is Sarah now? Yeah, but where is she? Sarah is right there. Bury my dead. They're having this negotiation with Sarah right in front of him. So he's kind of embarrassing them. Let me bury my dead. I can't bury my dead. And to this day, we have the power of the burial of the dead. Just today, I saw that Israel was able to get back the body of Hadar Golden, who Hamas kept for 11 years. 11 years they didn't return his body. And I had the merit to speak to Hadar's father to try and help him. I wasn't able to, but he came to DC. I was trying to raise awareness. And Hadar's father is a big scholar, and he was working on this tirelessly. 11 years he tried to bury his son. And today I think they got his body back. I mean, let me just look because it's very worthy. What? Maybe it was yesterday. Let's just see. Hadar Golden. That I don't think so. I don't think they got Eli Cohen's body back, but we see the importance of it here. Let's see what they say. Israel recovered. Hamas transferred the remains of Lieutenant Hadar Golden, killed in a 2014 Gaza ambush. The Israeli military confirmed through forensic analysis that it was him. They confirmed it yesterday, and the allowing the family to bury him after years of advocacy. Yeah, I remember trying to bury him. I remember when he came in. And his brother was in DC a lot, so whatever. Kol kavod to the family for not stopping. They're literally like Abraham. He didn't stop. Okay, Judah, read one more, and then Aryeh will read. Pasuk, hey. So the Bnei Chet responded to Avram, saying to him, here, Aryeh, you read Pasuk Vav. Here it doesn't. Here you could say the name because it is not the name of God. It's Adoni. This is why, by the way, there's a player on the New York Jets whose name is Adonai, but it doesn't mean God. So you could say his name. It's Chol. You could say his name. It's not. Doesn't mean God. It's just a name. So Shemainu Adoni. Excellent. So the children of Chet, the Bnei Chet answered Avram and they said, Shema'enu, Adoni, listen, my master. You're a prince of God. What does that mean? You're a prince of God. It means they recognize that Avram was a great man. Because remember, how would they have known Abraham? What would be recognizable to them about Abraham? What do they know about Avram? Well, he had lots of wealth. He had lots of wealth. What else do they know about him? What's an indisputable fact that they know about Avram? Yeah. There was just a battle of 4 kings versus 5 kings, and Avram defeated the 4 kings. So he was the strongest force in the area. There was nobody stronger than Avram. He was a military general, and he was a giant. And so they had to tread lightly here. They didn't want to anger him. What?
Antagonize.
Yeah. So they said, "You're a prince of God in our midst. The best of our graves, you can bury your dead. Nobody will hold back his grave." Rashi says, will not withhold, will not withhold. But what are they saying? Read between the lines, Judah. What are they saying? What's Avram asking for, and what are they saying? What does Avram want?
The plots to bury.
And what do they say?
Give it to you.
What do they say, Judah?
I don't know.
So, okay, so read the pasuk. What does it say? You are a prince of God in our midst. In the choice of our burial places, bury your dead. Any of us will not withhold this burial place from you from burying your dead. So what's their answer?
That they won't stop him from burying them.
That's true. They're not stopping him from burying them, but there's a subtle point that they're making, a very, very subtle point. What are they saying? What are they willing to do, and what are they not willing to do?
Their best grave.
Are they? What do you mean we'll give you their best grave?
You can have it if you want it, like the best land.
No, that's not what they're saying. What they're saying is, let's read it again. They're saying, listen, you're a prince amongst us. From the best of our graves, you can bury your dead. Nobody's going to stop you from burying your dead amongst our graves. Avram wants to buy a family burial plot, and they're saying, you could just put your dead amongst our dead. Don't worry about it. We'll let you bury there. We're not going to stop you from burying your dead amongst us. We're not going to do what you want, which is to sell you a burial plot, like a family burial land. That we're not going to do you. You have a dead person here. Okay, if somebody dies in your group, just bring him here, and we'll bury them for you. But we're not giving you your own zone. You're not getting a foothold in our land. You could bury amongst us. We'll let you throw your body into our graves, but we're not giving you the ownership over it. That's the key distinction. Avram wanted to own it, and they said, no, we'll let you sleep here for the night, basically. And we'll let you sleep here for the night, so to speak. It's like if somebody says, can I buy your house? They say, no, but whenever you want, you come and sleep here. Which is not exactly the same thing, right? Okay, Judah, you read the next one.
From Vayakam.
Vayakam Avraham.
Vayakam Avraham Vayishtachu Le'am Ha'eretz Livnei Chet.
Okay, so Avram got up and he bowed down to the people of the land, to the Bnei Chet. Now, here's too is an interesting thing. Where is this conversation taking place? This negotiation? It's taking place in front of everybody. Everybody's there. He's got an audience. And, Avram is playing to the crowd. Okay, go on, read it.
The very Tam Lemor.
The very Tam Lemor, and he spoke with them, saying,
Im yesh et
Nafshachem
Nafshechem likbor et meti milefnai Shemauni Ufi Gau Li Befron ben Sachor.
And right says, and he spoke to them, saying, if if you're going to allow me to bury my dead from in front of me again, the whole time Sarah is lying there, and they didn't really have coffins back then. So imagine she's just lying there with a sheet over her. listen to me and find for me Ephraim ben Sochar. Avram knows exactly what he wants. Why didn't he go straight to Ephraim ben Sochar? Why didn't Avram go straight to Ephraim ben Sochar? Why he says, why is he doing it like this? What do you think would happen if you went to somebody today who lived in the Arab town of Hebron and said, I want to buy your homes? What would they say? No chance. What if you went to somebody who lives in the old city of the Arab quarter of the old city and said straight up, can you sell me your home? They'll say no. If he had gone straight to Ephron and says, sell me your land so I can bury my dead, what do you think Ephron would have said straight out? No. So how is he getting to Ephron? He's speaking in front of everybody. I have a dead body. They said, Barry, well, we're not going to stop you. He said, I need Ephron. I know exactly what I want. That's what Avram says. I know exactly what I want. Rashi says, Lashon Bakasha. It's a request. He says, fine for me. Fine for me. Okay, so go on. Go on, Arya, you read. Yeah.
Vayitan li es me'arat hamachpelah asher lo asher bigse sadehu bechesed male yitnena li b'sochem la'achutzas kaveh.
Excellent. He says, V'yitin should give to me and Ma'arat HaMachpelah. Now it's called the Cave of Doubling. Well, we'll see why it's called the Ma'arat HaMachpelah. Are we ever there, Judah?
I don't think so.
Okay. Asherlo, which he owns, Asher B'tzei Sadeu, it's on the edge of his field. Because of Malay Yeneneli, I want to purchase it. B'tochachem amongst you, Lachuzat Kever, for a burial spot. Let's see what Rashi says. Why is it called the Marat HaMachpelah, the cave of Machpelah? Right, so Avram wants to buy the whole cave, which is at the edge of his field. Why is it called a double cave? Because it's a bayit v'aliyah gabo. It's a house, a room with a double floor. Meaning to say, this was a big burial place, a very big burial place. It was known as a special cave to bury the dead. Avram didn't want to just take any burial spot. He wanted the burial spot, or alternatively, because it had kfula bezugot. There were multiple pairs buried there. Adam and Eve, and Abraham and Sarah, and eventually Isaac and Rebecca, and Jacob and Leah. Yes, are you?
It's not really like a cave, though. It's just like I know the Muslims add the building homes.
There's a mosque on top of it, but if you go down underground, there's a cave there. And in fact, when she was a little girl, supposedly Yael Dayan went down there into the cave. Yeah.
She like heard voices or something.
Who knows what she did?
But when you go, there's just like a gate, and then behind the gate, for each one, there's just like this.
Yeah, well, you're just on top of it. You're not underneath.
So nothing's actually in that coffin.
No, nothing.
Like this way.
Yeah, they're just trying to remind you of the.
Can you go to the cave itself?
No, nobody's ever. I said the last person who was there was supposedly Al Dayan. Okay. I could put it into Grok. Who was the most recent person to go into the cave of the Machpelah? And I think it was like once a couple of yeshiva kids tried to get in. I'm putting it in.
Is it like very heavily guarded?
Now they have guards there. Well, there was a shooting right after Shabbat Zachor by Baruch Goldstein. He shot up and killed many Muslims there while they were praying. Oh, Eliezer. I'm going to see it. We were asking a question. Let's see what they say. Okay. Okay. The most recent known entry. Okay. In 1981, a group of settlers from Hebron and Kiryat Arba, led by Noam Arnon, snuck in. There's young men. They accessed the underground via a narrow hole in the floor of the Yitzhak chamber. Under cover of midnight during Muslim prayers, when guards are fewer, they used a chisel to remove a large blocking stone from a stairwell previously described by a child explorer in 1968. They descended 15 steps into a narrow corridor, entering a circular room, and crawled through a dust-choked opening into two carved chambers. Inside, they found ancient pottery shards dated to the First Temple period, 8th century BCE, bones, coins, candles, and supplication notes from the past pilgrims. A gentle wind was noted. They prayed silently near what they believed were the actual burial niches of the patriarchs and matriarchs. And in 1967, Rabbi Shlomo Goren was the first Jew in 1900 years to enter the buildings and pray, but not the cave. In 1968, 12-year-old Michal Arbel was lowered through the hole by then Defense Minister Moshe Dayan. She explored a corridor and partial stairwell, but couldn't access the main chambers, scheduling details for Dayan. Okay, so that's actually insane that the defense minister of Israel took a 12-year-old girl and threw her into the cave to explore for them. I mean, what if it had been,
Right after the 67 war, so they wanted to see what was there.
Yeah, but it's dangerous to send a girl into a cave that you haven't been in thousands of years. There could be some
Bats.
what?
Bats, knows what's down there.
Lack of oxygen.
Okay, but they were right there. There was somebody with her, it wasn't if they just dumped her.
I mean, presumably she must have been on a rope or something.
Yeah.
Assume they sent her because they were sons.
Yeah, but I'm saying it might have been dangerous.
Yeah, there is.
A little bit. I don't know, but you're right there. Have a rope around.
Oh, I mean, you'd feel comfortable sending your 12-year-old? No. And when I went when I went to Saudi Arabia, I went into the caves where they said Yisro's burial place was in these caves. And when I went to look in there, bats flew out.
Yeah.
And that was not, anybody could, what?
Yeah, they carried the not good being.
I mean, I wonder what happened to Michal Arbel, this girl. Now I'm going down the what?
He's a grandmother, but
Hopefully she didn't get sick. Okay, this is so basically a group of people snuck in 1981, and now Michal Arbel. Nothing happened to her as a result of it. She emerged safely, and she became an academic. After high school, she started teaching literature in Jerusalem and had a doctorate in Shayagnon. And she lectured at Cambridge and Ben Gurion. And now she's a prominent researcher at Tel Aviv University. Interesting. She maintains a low profile. Okay, we go on. Okay, Arya, you read.
What's supposed
Pasuk Yud.
The Ephron Yoshe Bisto B'nei Ches.
So Ephraim was living amongst the children of Ches.
Ephron Achiti Es Abraham Be'asnei B'nei Ches L'chol Ze'ei Sha'ar Yiro Yaponim.
Okay, so Ephraim was living amongst the children of Chet, and Ephraim the Chiti responded to Avram, hello Aiden, how you doing?
Doing great, how about you?
Amazing. Baznei b'nei Chet, to the ears of the children of Chet, l'chol ba'ei shariro, amongst all the people of his gate, saying, the gate of his city. So Rashi says, Ephron Yoshev, K'tiv Chaser, it's missing. a letter. Meaning to say that the Yoshev, I don't know, what page are we on to tell Aiden?
118.
118. So Ephron was sitting, that day, he was missing the letter Vav. That day they made Ephron their official over them because of the importance of Avram. Shayei Sarah, when Avram needed him, he elevated him. Rashi says, everybody stopped working that day and came to ascend to accord kindness to Sarah. All of a sudden, we see that day, everybody came. Why did everybody come that day? To give kindness to Sarah. But the other thing we see is this conversation is taking place in front of the entire city. The entire city is having this conversation. Wow. So that's an interesting point. The entire city is having this conversation. Okay, Aiden, it's your turn to read.
From where? From
Pasuk Yud Aleph.
Yud Aleph. Great. Lo Adoni Shemeni Hasadeh Natati Lecha Lach V'Hamera Asher Bo Lach Lecha Natati Le'ene B'nei Ami Natatiya Lach Kavar Metach.
Meitecha. Excellent. Says Lo Adoni Shemaini. Ephron says no. He says, basically he says, I've given you the field in front of everybody. Go and bury your dead. Now, what is Ephron saying and what is he not saying? Is he willing to sell the field? No, he's saying you could use it. You could bury your dead there, but I'm not giving you title to it. He said, I'm not giving you a foothold in the land. You could bury your dead in my field. I'll be so gracious that you could bury your dead in my field. But he's not giving Avram what he wants. But Avram is a very shrewd negotiator because all of a sudden this conversation is taking place in front of the whole city. And Avram's, where is Sarah? This is the point I keep on saying. I want to remind you again and again, where is Sarah right now? She's lying there dead in front of them. And he's no doubt, trying to play to the crowd and get the sympathy. Here's this distinguished man. His wife is buried. He says, I don't want to just throw her in a plot. I want to own the plot that she's buried in. I want to be buried next to her. I want some guarantees. And that's how the conversation is going. Rashi says, Lo Adoni, lo tikneo tabadam. My friend doesn't want to let him buy for money. I'm gonna give it to you. This conversation is like, it's foreshadowing exactly, like the debates we have today. Who owns this land? We're still fighting over this land to this day. It always amazes me that the parts in the Bible which were specifically bought, like Hebron, Jerusalem, those are the parts that they're most contested to this day. To this day. All right, let's stop here to daven mincha. Baruch Hashem. Eitan, will you lead us today? Thank you, Eitan.